A state record walleye that didn't count. This new walleye disease is disgusting. And scuba diving for free baits. We got that and more coming up right now in Target Walleye's Top 5 presented by Seafoam. Let's dive on in. You have got to check out this massive walleye that Cole Phillip caught out of a tiny little 97-acre reservoir in Colorado. What an absolute behemoth. Now Cole caught that fish on a jerkbait, which was actually a glass minnow color Rapala husky jerk. He sent me over a picture, and it's easy to see why that translucent bugger would get crushed underneath a full moon thrown from the bank, and especially in a system that's chock full of gizzard shad. Now that fish weighed 13.26 pounds on a certified scale, and it was a ridiculous 31 3/4 inches long, which actually would have been a new Colorado state record walleye based on length if he had released the fish. That was a new rule that they put into place in January of 2020. But Cole kept the fish because
there's only two types of fishermen. Those who keep them and those who can't catch it. Your buddy tells you he catches a 4-pound chunk of protein and throws it back. You know something ain't right.
Okay, easy Rod Daniels. No, he didn't eat that fish. He's having it mounted so it can go up on his wall and he can pay his respects to that fish for the rest of his life. And props, man, because for the rest of your life, you probably won't catch a walleye bigger than that. So Colorado Parks and Wildlife is warning anglers that there's a new disease on the block, specifically impacting walleyes or a single walleye. It's a rare degenerative muscle disease. They call it sandy flesh disease, and it was confirmed out of a walleye caught at Lake Pueblo State Park last fall. So it's called sandy flesh disease because no one can pronounce its real name. And also because the fish looks completely normal on the outside, you wouldn't even know anything is wrong with it until you fillet it, cut it open, look at the meat, and it looks like this with a whole bunch of that going on. So they say they don't believe that it's transmittable to humans, but if you catch a walleye that has that going on, to not eat it, which who would? Yuck. And instead you're supposed to take some high-res photos, send them to the CPW, and then dispose of the carcass either in your household waste or bury it. Yeah, right, so my dog can dig that thing up and eat whatever that thing has going on. Kill those things with fire, man.
Burn it.
So this weekend is the last couple of days of that early catch and release walleye season on the Rainy River before it opens back up with the normal Minnesota inland season, whatever you want to call it, in about a month. Now we all know what you can normally expect to see as soon as that river opens up. It's up in northern Minnesota, right on the Canadian border, dumps into Lake of the Woods, where tons of walleyes migrate up to spawn. And so that's right, you see pick after pick after pick of big walleye, big number days. As long as the water clarity holds out, they smack them up until the closure, all while the rest of us are stuck at work. So walleye picks are fantastic, especially big ones, but how about a couple of picks that you wouldn't expect to see from the Rainy River? And the first one of those is a lake trout that was caught, I believe, 30-ish miles upriver from Lake of the Woods. That's basically unheard of. Those things need that clean, cold, clear water. You really don't hear about them running up in a river like that, especially a dirty river in the spring with all the tributaries and feeders dumping in. And it wasn't just this one fish. I heard rumors of multiple lake trout caught in there this spring. That's wild, man. You just never know. So in my 12 years of going up to the Rainy River and fishing it, I've never seen or heard of that ever. So it's just wild. And on the same day that that lake trout picture was posted, I saw this picture posted of a muskie that was caught up by Birchdale, roughly 40 miles from Lake of the Woods upstream. Now, I'm sure there's some resident muskies that live in the river. I'm no expert, but you gotta assume. Either way, at some point, that fish probably swam 40 miles to get to where it was before Forrest made it smile for a picture. Now, if you're heading up there this weekend, I heard over about the last day to day and a half, the water clarity went from 6 feet to 2 feet to no feet. So if you're heading up there, Bring a backup plan of a sturgeon rod because those things will still eat even when the water clarity is down. There's nothing like wrestling a 60-inch fish that's literally older than you are. Some psychos like Jay Siemens even do it from a kayak. So this right here is one of the more fish-sexy perch I've ever seen. It is a blue perch caught by Rapala's Chris Britton while he was fishing with Lake Gogebic guide Justin Sofa. What a beautiful specimen. But forget blue, that thing is iced out. Britton's new album is gonna be lit. Congrats on the special catch, man. That thing is awesome. So I just found my new favorite page to follow on Instagram. I've had a number of folks drop a comment below and message me saying I had to look up some dude called Ed the Diver on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or all of the above. And let me tell you what, man, Ed does not disappoint. So he scuba dives in popular Wisconsin rivers like Fox River, Menominee, etc. And what he does is he scoops up, he literally strikes gold, all these snagged lures that people have lost on the lake bottom or on snags or stumps or rocks or whatever. So in one of the very first videos that I clicked on, he was showing what he got after about a 1 hour dive, and it included 50 rippin' wraps plus a bunch of other baits, obviously. He added it all up and it would have retailed new for about $865 worth of baits from a 1 hour dive. Now, of course, the cool thing is, getting a whole bunch of free baits and seeing fish swimming underwater and finding cell phones and watches and everything is really cool too. But another really cool thing is he picks up trash, he picks up garbage, he literally leaves the water better than 1,000 of us combined ever could do because he's reaching stuff that's been down there for years and years and years and years. I literally have dreams about doing this kind of thing, so it's so cool to come across a page that posts this kind of content, and I cannot believe that I hadn't come across it until now, so I can tell you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to binge creep through everything that he's got out there because I just can't get enough. Keep killing it, Ed. Alright, that wraps up this week's Top 5. A big shout out to Seafoam for keeping us running smooth, making this video series possible. If you want to see more walleye and ice fishing related content like this, sign up for our free Target Walleye emails at targetwalleye.com, and I'll see you back in 7.